Let's turn our attention to Carlton. Sadly, we have to because it's just all gone pear-shaped for them. And when you're under enormous amount of pressure, you think you're going to find some pressure. You're going to find some things that you're not always going to be able to control what you do with the footy and how many touches you get, but there's other stuff you can control. That's contested ball, pressure and tackling.
Yeah, absolutely. So they got the contested footy part right. They smashed last week, Gaz, but it's fourth loss this year where they've dominated contested possession. But we're going to go to the tackling pressure. So since after quarter time, they had 17 tackles. Only 33 for the game. It's their lowest tackling performance in 8 years. Now, I'll defer to you as the coach. We were sitting there and late in the game they certainly lost hope and probably lost effort with that, no question about it. What is it? Are you looking at the players going, they're not trying, they're lacking the effort, or they've just lost hope and they've lost spirit?
Well, we thought their energy was real good in the first quarter, didn't we? And they laid 15 tackles and the pressure was high. And we know that Essendon are a hard side to pressure, a lot of uncontested marks and low stoppage, which makes that difficult. But Essendon had the least uncontested marks they've had for the last month. So this was a game where you actually could pressure them, but they weren't able to do it. And Nick Martin, we just spoke to, had 30 touches and 3 tackles. Only one Carlton player had any more tackles than that.
Only one Carlton player had 4+ tackles. Essendon had 8 players who had 4 or more.
Yeah.
Ed Curnow didn't lay a tackle. He's tagging Zach Merritt. Motlop Walsh didn't lay a tackle. Sard laid 1. Doherty laid 1. Wiedering laid 1. McGovern laid 1.
Well, my old coach, Robert Walls.
Oh, you had lethal as well.
No, I know I had lethal as well, but my old coach, Robert Walls, once pulled me up and said, mate, you've had 1 tackle in 4 weeks.
Oh, really?
My first year. You had 1 tackle in 4 weeks. Yeah. This is going to cut it. Now, back when, the tackle numbers, the coach has probably taken him himself.
Yeah.
But, I think it was 15, 6, 6, 6. Yeah. 6 tackles in the second, 6 in the third, 6 in the last. They are ridiculously low numbers, and they speak to, well, what's going on here? Are you prepared to have a real crack here? Are you prepared to take that last step to put the pressure on, because it indicates that they weren't?
I also think it's a byproduct of where they sit. So they haven't been playing well. They've been playing a contested brand of footy. Now, they've tried to be more offensive tonight. So a lot of their focus this week would have been on how we move the ball, how we get the ball into open spaces. So you put a lot of attention into one part of your game, and then just subconsciously, the game doesn't look the way it's looked for the last month. So you're in positions where you haven't been in, whether that's offensively or defensively. So you don't make those automatic decisions to come in and tackle, to close that gap, whatever it might be. Because watching the game, it didn't look like an effort thing. Yet they weren't putting themselves in a position to lay those tackles or understand when it was the time to lay them. And that is a byproduct of they're trying to play a different brand of football right now to get their game back going.
Can't walk and chew game at the same time.
Yeah. Jason, you feel like the cricket analogy, because we've been watching, there's a bit of that on the background as well. Well, I certainly was the last 10 minutes and switched off from Carlton. But I feel like Voss is the cricket captain that keeps having to move the field after the ball's gone through that area. You know, because each week in the press conference he says, it's a different focus, let's focus on this. It's a good point.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to lie with the players as well, because how many times did we see them moving the ball through and the easy option that is blatantly obvious to us and people that were watching the game that they just didn't take?
83,638 people, big game, King's birthday. They've lost the game with the fewest tackles they've laid in 8 years and their lowest pressure game of the year.
And the sixth game in a row, not kicking 60 points.
All right, let's just lighten up a little bit and go to the great whose mark was it conundrum.
Oh, here we go.
This just almost split a very tight Fox Footy team down the middle. Who's at fault here? Is it Owies or is it Curnow?
Well, does Owies know that Curnow's there?
Well, he damn well should.
So I think Curnow should have called Owies out and then gone and marked the ball. Or no, sorry, should have called Owies in and allowed Owies to mark it. But that was a communication issue more than a positioning issue.
What do you think, Gaz? Do you think it was the other way around?
As a fellow key forward, what do you think? Is the air conditioning on?
80% fault of Curnow, 20% fault of Owies.
Oh.
Don't go anywhere near the big fella's space for a start. Yep. If Craig McRae went and wandered into your area like that, you'd donk him on the head.
We'll run straight over the top.
So you're admitting that you're 80% wrong.
I haven't finished yet.
Okay.
Charlie Curnow.
He's really building this one
There
up.
is no...
matey.
No, I won't, matey.
Give us a bit of Nick Martin.
There's no premiership team in history that has an unapologetic big key forward who defers to a midget.
Well, and that's what's happened. That's what's happened.
And that
here.
is what has happened here. So Charlie Curnow, it's on your head.
And jump over the top of him.
You mark that footy and then you look down at him and say, don't you ever get in my way again.
I
go through every premiership team in history and they'll never find a big forward who'll go, oh, no, you get it, little fella.
I'll take that as a concession. I reckon... I always...
Concession?
Yeah,
How am I conceding?
Because you said it was on Owen's.
Don't you ever go in there.
You said it was on Owen's.
And by the way, don't you ever wander into that space again.
Where's the popcorn?
So Curnow should have done better there.
Curnow should have marked it. He should have jumped on Owi's head and smothered him into the ground and said, don't come here ever again. I'll take that as a win.
I'm not sure you can call those little nipsies midgets anymore.
No, I take that back. I take that back. What's that? Can't hear, Couchy. Ralphie. Let's go to Ralphie in the newsroom. Ralphie.
Hello, Gareth. Well, I'll tell you what, Carlton has circled the wagons and the timing is impeccable, given so much speculation around the future of Michael Voss. So Brian Cook, the club's chief executive, has told ABC Radio in the pre-match there that he's emphatic that Michael Voss will coach this club all the way through to the end of next season. He said Michael Voss will be with us at least until the end of next year. He said he'd personally spoken to senior players after those reports of potentially disharmony had emerged. His quote, "I was assured and guaranteed none of those things were happening." He did admit that he regretted talking about finals and missing finals and how that would not be a failure. He said he misspoke. He said, "I sounded pretty stupid." He had meant to say that this might take longer than we think. So Voss gets some breathing space, at least for the next 24 hours. The Wolves are from the door there. But again, a club that had a significant football department review, 2 years ago? It seems that the spectre of that one certainly looms again in the very near future.